Hello and welcome to Sound of Hope News. I'm Liam O'Neill and this is your June 7th China Brief. One of China's top media influencers was censored mid-live stream for showing a cake that resembled a military tank. Such objects are very sensitive around the anniversary of the Tiananmen Square massacre. As China moves toward mass nucleic acid testing, experts are calling the move ill-advised. Hong Kong commemorated the victims of the Tiananmen Square massacre despite mass police presence. As we reported yesterday, it's been 33 years since the 1989 June 4th Tiananmen Square massacre, when the CCP's military killed several thousand in central Beijing. All references to the tragedy, as the outside world understands it, that is, are blocked in China, including keyword searches like Tiananmen, demonstration, tank, and even May 35th. That was a play on June 4th that several years ago, at least for a little bit, allowed netizens to successfully navigate around censors. No longer. In fact, the blackout on the massacre has been so complete that one survey conducted by Louisa Lim, an American reporter, found that only 15% of college students recognized the infamous Tank Man photo. So it was entirely possible that when the 29-year-old Austin Lee Jia-chi showed a cake that resembled an army tank at 9 p.m. on June 3rd, just hours before the anniversary, he wasn't aware of the implications. But that didn't matter for the censors. His live stream was abruptly blacked out, frustrating an estimated 150 million viewers. Mr. Lee is one of China's most prominent live streamers and top product influencers. He once sold thousands of lipsticks within 5 minutes, earning him the nickname the Lipstick King. It was a full 2 hours before Mr. Lee was able to contact his subscribers with a message on Weibo about a malfunction in equipment. The CCP's strict internet control may have backfired in this case, however. I watched for a long time and didn't understand what happened, one viewer said. What's wrong with this cake? I didn't see anything wrong after viewing it multiple times, said another. The strange interruption and resulting chatter on the internet prompted many to go searching for information about exactly what happened in and around Tiananmen Square in 1989. Chinese officials have vowed to continue ramping up large-scale nucleic acid testing even in areas that are not in lockdown. Many medical experts say too much testing could be a bad thing, making people more vulnerable to the virus. CCP authorities are building a network of tens of thousands of nucleic acid test sites to accommodate 48-hour testing mandates in large cities such as Beijing, Shanghai, Shenzhen, and Hangzhou. Michael Mina, an epidemiologist serving as the chief medical officer at EMED, has advocated for large-scale, cheap, at-home testing to control the spread of the COVID virus. But he said China is taking the concept to another level, Bloomberg reported. Mina questions the health implications of such widespread screening and the enormous economic costs. More than 2 years after the COVID outbreak, it's clear that the virus is still with us. He said that by completely isolating people from pathogens, the CCP may make people more vulnerable to the disease. He said, "This policy puts China in a perilous situation. I'm very, very worried about China." Mina's concerns echo those of doctors who signed the Great Barrington Declaration in October 2020. The declaration called for public health officials to work to protect the most vulnerable while allowing everyone else to return to everyday life. Rather than lock down entire populations, the focus should be on reducing the mortality rate and social harm until herd immunity is reached. The CCP's zero COVID policy is the antithesis of this approach. CCP's mouthpiece, Xinhua News Agency, recently published a commentary criticizing the herd immunity theory as unscientific and unethical. Hong Kong has always commemorated the June 4th Tiananmen Square massacre. This year, the government not only refused to approve any anniversary events, it also deployed police to prevent citizens from gathering to commemorate. And they were busy. A notable leader of democracy advocacy group, Mr. Zhao Enlai, was stopped by police for carrying flowers. They escorted him to mass transit and ordered him to leave the area that would, in previous years, likely have had a commemorative event. A woman wearing a yellow top with the words "Go, Hong Kong, go" printed on it was seen distributing blank sheets of paper. She was quickly brought into a search area by police and was told to throw away the paper. Yellow was the color of choice during the 2014 umbrella movement that rattled Hong Kong. As night fell, police had a difficult time keeping up. Scores of people wearing black t-shirts with the words "The people will not forget" held unlit candles. The international community also joined the commemorations. The Canadian Embassy in China uploaded pictures on Twitter of candlelight vigils with notes saying, "We remember June 4th, and we will not forget Tiananmen Square." The consulates of many countries in Hong Kong also ignored the CCP's warnings and arranged memorial tributes. The Facebook homepage of the U.S. Consulate General in both Hong Kong and Macau were replaced with an image of an iconic statue that commemorates victims of June 4th. The Polish Consulate General uploaded a picture of a candle with a caption stating that Poland is the largest candle manufacturing country in Europe. Amnesty International organized candlelight vigil events in 20 cities, quote, to demand justice and offer camaraderie to the people of Hong Kong. U.S. Congress issued statements commemorating victims and offering solidarity to those still fighting against CCP authoritarianism. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken offered a statement, as did House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, who called the movement of 1989 one of the greatest acts of political courage in modern times. And that's our show for today. Please share the video with family and friends. And thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.